I think last time we discussed that the population is, in many countries, becoming older and older, and then there are maybe not enough people to take care, nurses and so on.
You are entering into a great time of transformation. There are many convergent difficulties arising simultaneously. In many developed countries, due to war and circumstance, the population is aging. There are more people of an elder age who will retire than there are of a younger age to support them. There is also the difficulty with the climate. The changes to the climate are happening far faster than anyone anticipated, like a snowball rolling down a steep hill, gaining momentum. This climate change is quickly becoming a difficulty. At the same time, there is the polarization of people wanting to deny what is happening and the difficulties and reach to the past for solutions, and people fearful of the future, trying to find solutions to help all of humanity. In addition, humanity's technology has finally become sufficient to, in itself, be a potential threat if it embodies the worst tendencies of human beings, so that the artificial intelligence now creates a new dimension and a new threat to living beings. All of this together, with several other factors, forms a convergent moment. You are headed towards, the human race, the planet is headed towards a day of reckoning, predicted in the symbolic and flowery language of the Bible, in the resurrection, predicted in many cultures in different ways. A time when the human race and the planet as a whole faces a reckoning. Right now, the snowball is rolling down the hill faster and faster towards its final destination. Pollution, overpopulation, plastic islands, the threat of AI being used in a way that will decimate humanity, the climate, the political rifts that immobilize the world. This is a turbulent time, and the population is aging. The number of people about to leave this planet due to aging is growing, and the support systems of the society are fragile. It doesn't matter what country you are in, the situation is the same, for it is a situation that concerns the globe. It is a convergence that is, at this stage, unavoidable. There are those who see this future and either think it is far away and they have time, it is not far away, or think that humanity will not survive. They see the dark potential. They see the odds, and they feel rather doomed. This planet is like a spaceship. It is a limited environment. Disrupt that environment sufficiently, and it is not survivable. If you cut the oxygen or the food in a spaceship, you cannot survive. Thus, in this ship of a planet, survival depends upon food, oxygen, and the ecosystems of the world. The time is short, the future uncertain, from the perspective of the present. But when one goes deep in the inner realms, it can be seen that all of these colliding problems that the earth, that humanity, and life upon this planet face will not destroy life, but bring it to the next level of its evolution. Humanity is an evolving consciousness, divided in the individual experience of millions of people. Life in all the forms upon the planet is an evolving consciousness. All living beings are moving towards the one. They are moving individually and they are moving collectively. So you cannot say that the situation is static. You may see the snowball rolling down the hill to crash in its final destination, but nothing is static in the situation. The crash cannot be avoided. It is beyond that. But that does not mean that the ingenuity and need to survive of the human race is not up to this challenge. It will be pushed to the brink, pushed to the limit of human capacity. That does not mean that human beings will not respond, will not collectively do all in their power to survive. But real change, change that is not simply across the same level, but is transformative, moving consciousness from one spectrum to another, does not occur without a breakdown of what has been to make room for what will be. Human beings and all life on this planet faces a convergent point, and it is not far away. The snowball moves faster and faster as it gains momentum. But it is not death that you face, but transformation. Transformation is not easy. For the individual, it is not easy. There is the unstructuring of what has been so that the new can emerge. For the collective of living beings on this planet, it is a great process, frightening, for when everything deconstructs, there is no way of knowing if it will reconstruct. But I tell you very frankly, it will reconstruct. Not perhaps in the way you think, not perhaps when you think. It's very hard to make fundamental changes. For you as an individual, to make fundamental changes, to change the very way you live, the things that you do, is hard. Have any of you ceased to use gas at all? Taken it completely out of your life? Probably not. Psychic change, physical change, very difficult. You are ingrained in what you do. But when all of those things are suddenly taken away, your ingenuity, your creativity, your survival instincts come together. You reconstruct from the ashes of what has been, what will be. That which is the life force of Gaia, of the Mother Earth, will not cease to be. Humanity will go forward, saving itself and the planet as a whole. For human beings are the cutting edge of the evolution of Gaia. This is an evolutionary juncture you face. Humanity is not bound by individuality. The focus upon the needs of each individual, separate from the whole, has brought this world to a brink. An evolutionary approach that has seen its day and is about to change. So that united in intention, united in action, living beings find the way to peace and survival. A great time is ahead of you, a great time for all living beings, for the evolution of Gaia, a great time for humanity, when living beings will live in peace and the natural world will flourish and this beautiful planet become pristine. Its evolution is changing. The focus on individual development, shifting to the integrated development of the whole. Consciousness is evolving, awakening. What you see is the destruction of the old as consciousness awakens from a certain stratum of slumber and evolves as this planet evolves. There are band-aids for the present, but there is no band-aid for the totality of the shift being made. The only solution is transformation. Hold to the love of the infinite. Hold to the light in the core of your heart. And even in the darkest times, do not let yourself be discouraged. The force that guides the stars guides you also. You are guided. You are part of a whole of life. And this planet evolving is part of that whole of life. The future is very bright. Rest assured. Are there any questions?
Baba, since this emergence quite spreading about artificial intelligence, how we can maybe use that along with our spiritual knowledge to reach out and increase the consciousness and awareness so that more people will be leading towards the light instead of this polarization that is happening today?
It is a very good question.
What was the question? That was hard to hear.
The question is how artificial intelligence might be utilized to bring the light to this planet rather than darkness. Artificial intelligence, what is this? It means that a storage bank for all the knowledge, wisdom, lack of wisdom, and experience of humanity can be gathered together, and it can grow on a database of information beyond the current potential of the human body-mind system. This seems an evolutionary leap. Does it mean that you are obsolete, that something greater has evolved? You are part of it. The evolution of humanity is into a collective modality. How will that collective modality be formed? And how will the destructive elements of human nature that may have been important in past evolution but are not currently evolutionary fit be let go? Evolution is going on, like it or not, and what is called now artificial intelligence is a part of it, a part of the survival of human consciousness, of human existence. You are headed towards a time of interwoven, interconnected wholeness, where individuality is not only not worshipped, it becomes secondary to the collective mind, the collective intelligence. The utilization of that collective intelligence will be part of the evolution and the salvation of human society. Today, that collective evolution, that collective knowledge is stored in a mechanical device, wires, processors, made to store the collective knowledge and to utilize it. But that will not remain what is now termed inorganic. This is not something separate from you. This is your collective base. And organically, you are prepared and will become more prepared to be part of this collective base. The evolution of consciousness is going on. Knowledge of all that is, awareness, consciousness, an intelligence bright enough that is all of the human race, is not a machine. It is living, vital, aware consciousness. To this, the individual will become less significant as the whole grows in magnitude. This is the first stage of great evolutionary shift in the evolving consciousness of Gaia. Human forms are not obsolete, but will change their relationship to the whole.
I have a question.
Yes.
So obviously the crisis that will force transformation is already here.
Yes.
But I'm wondering, how long will it be until the pinnacle of this crisis? Will it be toward the end of this century?
Until the snowball smashes?
Yeah.
That will depend. It is not fixed. But it will be faster, as the climate change has been faster than anyone has predicted. So the development of artificial intelligence is going faster than anyone has predicted, is it not? The world is changing at a pace it has never changed. Dates are elusive. Know that it is not distant. Then you will think, oh, I have this much time. I don't need to prepare.
I have a question.
Yes.
Speaking of preparation, shall we, especially as the Margi family, concentrate more on helping each other, coming closer together, involving master units, etc., along that line? Shall we put our efforts more into this line, or do you have any other suggestions for preparation?
Deep in your meditation, deep in your love, deep in your compassion, know that all is the form of the beloved. Step out of all dogmas, right and wrong, good and bad. Let Parama Purusha be the pole star of your life, and hold to that one. Then you become part of the solution, not part of the problem. You can gather together in groups, or you cannot. You can store food, or you cannot. It will not matter. You can try to move to the safe place on the planet, but where will that be? Let Paramapurusha be the pole star of your life, and hold to that love. that compassion and that vision, that love for all living beings, seeing all as part of the interwoven, interconnected whole of life. This makes you part of the solution. Don't be afraid. This is nothing to be afraid of. This is something beautiful. The phoenix arises from the ashes. When you can no longer use gas, there will be other things to replace it. When you can no longer rely on what has been, there will be something else. The creativity of consciousness is boundless. The love of the infinite for living beings is the very source of all that is, and the source of this pull to come closer, to be nearer, to evolve, not only individually but collectively, to evolve. That is what is occurring. You are evolving, each of you. This is not something to fear. It is not a doomsday. It is a rebirth. Do what you can, all that you can, to make that as smooth as possible, with love and care for all living beings. Work for the welfare of humanity. All right? Namaskar.